What's up, guys? Dido Bara here. Welcome to our first lesson, which is going to be on routines. So, number one is, why are routines so important? Routines are really important because it is through routines that you create habits. It is through your habits that you show yourself and the world who you are. Think about it. How do you know that somebody is reliable, for example, or unreliable? Or that somebody is kind or mean, for example? It's through routines. So, somebody who is reliable is somebody who has taken action consistently for a long period of time to show you that they are reliable. It's not because they made one promise and you were able to count on them once or twice or three times. It's because you know that for years, for example, when you count on them, they're there. When they say, I'm going to do this, they do this. If they say, I can't do that, they can't do that. So that's how somebody becomes who they are, through habits. And habits are formed through routines over time. The same is true for negative habits as well, right? So if you know somebody who is not kind or somebody who's very unreliable or untrustworthy, where is that coming from? It's coming from the fact that they have habits that they have demonstrated over time for a long period of time that prove that they are not to be trusted or that they are unreliable. And all that comes from routine. Your routines established intentionally or not that have led to them being who they are. So that's why it's important to think about routines and kind of working on that. The biggest reason why I think when it comes to the brain we should learn how to have productive routines is that your brain actually loves routines. Your brain loves doing things automatically without thinking too much, so you can free space essentially in your brain to do other things. Think about it. What are some things that you do every single day without thinking? Is there maybe a cup that you enjoy using when you're drinking water? Is there maybe a chair in your living room where you're always sitting? In fact, if somebody else sits there, you almost feel like attacked, like somebody violated your space or something like that. Or think about the fact that you have so many clothes in your closet, for example, but in 1 week or 2 weeks, most of us only use maybe like the same 3 to 4 shirts or the same 2 pairs of pants, or you have lots of pairs of shoes but you only use 2 because your brain is just used to doing this, wearing this, eating this, and going there. I think about routines too when it comes to deciding where to go eat. I know I struggle. Every single night I want to go have dinner out and I say, where should I go today? I may think about option A, B, C, D, E, F, but the truth is I really don't want to think about any of that. I always come back to either 1 or 2 places that I go to all the time. And when I get there, what do? I get a menu. No matter how many times I've said I want to try something new, really I end up ordering the same thing. Give me a burger or give me salmon because that's what I'm used to eating. So your brain actually enjoys just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that's important to notice because the very term paying attention should give you a hint here. You are paying, like attention is not free. When you give your attention to a practice, to a decision, that's paying. There's a currency you're giving. Because you're focusing on that, you can focus on this. So that's why, for example, I have decision making fatigue, which means that if you want me to make a decision and you give me many options, usually more than 3, it's actually harder for me to decide. I'd rather have 2 or 3 options. That's it. So if I go to a restaurant and I'm sure you've had this, they give you salad and then they ask you, what dressing do you want? Don't do this. This is what I did. I asked them, what dressings do you have? Then they started. Vinaigrette or ranch or blue cheese. That might be dressing, I'm not sure. But they gave me a list of so many things. I got anxiety. I said, look, I would love to have 3 options only. And from those 3 options, I can choose one and it's easier for me that way. So no matter how often I say that I want to try new things, eating the same thing, ordering the same way, going to the same restaurant is actually working for my brain. And again, that's important because I have other things I really want to spend my time thinking and paying attention to. So if I can automate some things and make them automatic without having to think too much, I want to do that. So why wouldn't you want to use this skill to program your brain to do positive and productive things, for example? So any goal that you have, Somebody once told me that the best way to save money, for example, from when you get paid, is to automate the savings. So each paycheck that comes, make sure the money goes into the savings account directly. Don't see the money, then make the decision to go and take this amount and put it into the savings. Let it go automatically. That way you don't think about it. It is just done, and you save that way, and you can focus on other things. The same is true for your brain and for routines. If you can establish routines and do something automatically, whether it be something that's going to make you feel good about yourself or feel good about others, it works. So I think we should get into a kind of embark on a journey together where we look into our lives and find the routines that we want to establish and establish those. So next lesson is going to be on how to decide what routines to establish. What should the focus be? So I hope that today you get a chance to understand why routines are important and why you should work on getting some. See you next time. Yo.